a thing that Mr. Szymczyk calls vinyl graffiti. And in the old days of vinyl records, in the mastering process, the engineer could actually write something.
Mm-hmm. Scribe something in there.
Kind of, it's almost microscopic, because when they're doing this, they use a scope and things like that. So
I learned that from Phil Spector when You've Lost That Love and Feeling came out, and I was in love with that record, and that was obviously way early in my career, and I was cutting dubs then, and I remember getting the record and saying, how in the world did he get stuff 7 minutes on a single on a 45? It had to be mashed together. So I started looking at it through the microscope on the lathe, and I come to the closeout room, and it goes, Phil and Annette. What? You can write stuff in there? That was it for me.
That's called a scribe, and it's usually a record company ID number, or when they mastered, or a pressing plant batch number, in case they made a bad batch. But it was called a scribe, and did we do that in the James Gang?
Yeah.
We started doing that in the James Gang, writing a secret message just outside of the label, where where the groove is in the middle, where it goes around and around.
And every time it would have something specifically to do with that album. I mean, maybe a phrase that had come up during the course of that album, or something along those lines. So, it would be album specific for whatever we would put in there. And I would never tell anybody what I was going to put in there until I mastered it. And they would get this test pressing and go, oh, okay. Or, what?
What was on Hotel California, do you remember?
Is it 6 yet?
Is it 6 yet? Right. Okay. We didn't drink until it was 6 o'clock.
There you go. I made a rule after it got a little unruly at first. And when you're unruly, you need rules. And so I said, all right, guys, we have to get in here like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we got to get the work done until 6. And I want no ingestion of anything other than coffee, etc. So I said, so 6 o'clock, you can, get your beer, get your this, whatever, and yada yada. And, well, you know what I mean. And
Bill, it's 6 in New York.
So I would be in the middle of
the coach,
in the middle of doing takes. In between takes, they're all out in the studio, and I'm maybe changing reels or something like that in the control room. And you hear the muttering going on. It'd be like 4:30. You hear somebody mutter, "Is it 6 yet? It better be." So that's that story.